fucking hate myself. I just can't ever let myself be, you know? Like, I can't just let myself relax. I can't fucking, like, let myself enjoy things without it having some sort of... There have to be some sort of price or something. I just can't let myself just be. Like, I thought I was over this fucking shit, you know? Like, I constantly feel like I need to... Like I owe the world something constantly for existing. Like, I'm not allowed to just be without doing something to earn it every day. That pressure's fucking killing me. Right? Like, it just makes me ruin things that I like to do. Because, like, I'll get inspired to do something. Like, I was writing scripts for YouTube videos today, you know, and, you know, it's another cool project I've been doing. It's like, oh, you know, it'll be cool to, like, when I'm not writing lyrics, I can do this. When I'm not making a song, I can do this, da-da-da-da-da. And that's cool and all, and I definitely am still with all that stuff. But it's like thinking that I keep needing to fill all my time with that all the time. Right? Like, I'm trying to speed run writing these YouTube scripts before I get back home instead of just letting myself enjoy things here. You know, it's like I'm still not letting myself find that balance during the day, and instead I'm just trying to fucking just like I'll grind a bunch of days in a row and then I'll take a bunch of days off instead of being like, oh, you know, what I kept telling myself before of, you know, take, you know, just every single day, do things little by little, like productive wise, and then spend most of the day just being you. And and you might be more productive actually, like beyond the productivity you already allowed yourself to have a little bit. You know, maybe you enjoy yourself throughout the day and it gives you the fuel to do more of that, and you just do it, you know, without pressuring yourself into it, you know. It's making myself do things I want when I don't actually, not that I don't want to do them, because there are a lot of things that you might not want to do that you should force yourself to do. But like, okay, I guess that's accurate. That I did just say that, but on the other end of things, there are times where I'm forcing myself to. It's like I'm not recognizing the difference. Like, there are moments where you should be doing something, and you don't feel like doing it, and you should do it anyway. But there are times where you don't feel like doing something, where you should probably just not do that thing. You know, let it come back to you. It's me trying to go too hard into the self improvement thing again. I'm driving myself fucking crazy. Cause like, and I know this will pass, this feeling I have right now, but I'm so frustrated with myself because I'm not letting myself have that balance that actually like I'm understanding how to achieve the balance. I do, but I'm just not letting myself do it. I'm not letting myself have it enough. You know, just I'm overcorrecting still constantly, you know, because I had one day recently, and I kind of talked about it in one of the videos, I think. Oh yeah, in this first like vlog since I've been here, I had that day was a very unproductive day, and that's why I busted out the camera, and it actually ended up being very therapeutic to do that. But instead of just learning my lesson of the fact that like sometimes you're gonna have days like that, instead I tried to make it up. Right? That day's gone. I'm not getting it back. Right? I shouldn't spend all my days trying to make up for that. And instead I should just keep spending my days, you know, just being more me every day. And that should be enough instead of me trying to like grind all the time, which I keep telling myself I'm not doing that again when I have been doing that again. And these things I'm doing aren't bad things to want to do, and there's a lot of productivity I've had in these past few days, but I just keep forcing myself to do it when I don't need to keep doing it. The thing I was pressuring myself about that started this whole thing was actually going to film this video, It was way earlier in the day. I was doing all this stuff and I was overwhelming myself with it. And I'm like, oh, but I got to do the one video a day thing I was gonna do too. So I can't let myself relax right now before I do. It was so fucking this dumb shit mindset. And then I went to a meeting, unfortunately unclear-headed or not clear-headed or whatever, letting myself feel the way I was just feeling. And I went there and wasn't allowing myself to just be like I kept preaching to myself that I was going to do, and I just didn't fucking do it. And it made me feel like I will never be able to achieve that. Ironically, though, that produced a good amount of productivity because this feelings I was having as I was sitting there, thankfully I had my notebook with me, I just wrote lyrics. And they're very good lyrics, and they describe very well the kind of fucked shit I was feeling. But I still hate that I had to feel that, and I shouldn't have to feel that. I torture myself all the time for no fucking reason, right? I've paid enough. I've fucking paid enough in this life. I don't need to keep doing it all the fucking time to myself. I'm tired. I can't do this shit anymore. Anyway, that aside, I still mean it when I say overall I'm doing better, because the reason I specify overall is because there are still bad days, there are still bad moments, there's still shit I gotta work through, clearly. I'm getting better about dealing with it instead of completely falling apart by it, falling apart from it, letting it make me fall apart. I can't fucking speak. But, like, it still feels as bad as it feels in the moments. Still. So it's still something I need to vent about. It's something I need to talk about. It's something I need to write about. But I hate feeling like, always feeling like I need to do that all the time. I like those lyrics that I made, and I very much look forward to making that into a song. But I hate that I feel like I need to constantly be doing that all the time, right? This is like the only way I'm able to live through life is just to constantly be writing things all the time, which it helps to an extent, and they're very good things, and I've done great productive things, but I just want to be. I just want to not have to feel like, yeah. I'm not saying, I guess, I don't know, like, when it comes to my journaling, I guess that's the thing I need to keep in mind too. The reason I've pushed this too far in this overcorrecting direction is, I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that productivity. I don't want to lose that therapy or self-therapy that, like, journaling and stuff like that's giving me. But I take it too far, thinking that I'm going to lose the thoughts that I'm having somehow during the day. So I keep journaling throughout the day instead of keeping the balance that I said I would, which is just journal in the morning, get what I can out of that, and then when I feel like in the moment that I've got it all that I could get out in that moment out, just stop there and don't pick it up again for the rest of the fucking day, right? Because you were not doing enough before, now you're doing too much. You've done this your whole fucking life. You constantly go on one end or the other, like, you don't allow yourself to find that balance, which should theoretically be pretty fucking easy because you know what you're supposed to do to get that balance, but you just don't let it. You still let the old ways that other people made you feel when you were younger dictate every decision you make instead of just trusting yourself. So yeah, I mean, I was gonna make this video regardless, but it was gonna be a lot less of something deep, I guess. It was gonna be just like, just real quick, like 2 minute video was the original plan, but like, that changed. But it's good. It's therapeutic, something I need to get out. I'll get there. I just not right now, clearly, but you know, I just shouldn't give up. Obviously, it's cliche, but you know, it's something you probably need to hear over and over again, right? Just don't give up. Well, depending on what the context is, maybe there are some things you should give up on, right? Right? Like I shouldn't, like for instance, I shouldn't give up on bettering myself, but I should give up being hard on myself. Someone's singing out there. Yeah. So that was awesome. Look at my fucking bags under my eyes, dude. Like, I am being brutal to myself right now. When this is all supposed to be self-healing, this is supposed to be like a self-healing journey, all hugs and love and stuff, and I'm still being my own fucking drill sergeant about everything. Like, I can survive a lot more than I give myself credit for. It's crazy. And this whole journey is giving me like endless amount of material to write about, which is why it's so weird that I'm acting like I have to like act on it now before I lose it or something. Like, yeah, you're not gonna fucking lose it unless you experience amnesia all of a sudden out of nowhere. And even then, you've saved a lot up still. Like, you have so many backup files of shit that you've done so far, as far as all your, your writings and your lyrics and stuff, and your riffs that you've all saved, I'm saying you, me, that I've saved. So if I did forget everything, I still have that. But I won't, is the thing. It's like, it's not just gonna disappear, you know? And if it does, it's because the world's ending, but at that point, you know, it doesn't matter as much because now we're all in a post-apocalyptic wasteland and we're just focused on survival. Which I think the reason that's such a fantasy is, like, for all of us, like, we want a zombie apocalypse. It's not just because, oh, zombies are cool in action. It's because scenarios like that, or really any action, like, movie or any of that kind of stuff, or, like, you know, when I play, like, first-person shooters or video games in general, it's this pureness. You know, it's this pureness. It's like I got off track about it, but it's this pureness of the post-apocalyptic world, right? Because it's all purely acting on like instinct and, you know, it's survival, which sounds like, oh my god, like that sounds horrible because like there's a form of survival I've been like a survival mode I've had for so long that's not good for me. But like, that's because it goes against certain things. If it's real survival, it's different. So yeah, so this point still stands. Like, it's the survival of it. There's a pureness to that, right? It's just straight up. It's just, you know, there's no real gray area anymore for the most part in those kind of situations. That's why we fantasize about it so much. That's why we like watching those movies and stuff. It's just, or TV shows like Walking Dead or whatever. It's just kind of like it's just pure. So like, yeah, I look horrible from this angle. I don't know. I also gained a lot of weight, so I got more of a going on, you know. But it's actually very common for when you quit an addiction, you know, is to like substitute it with bad food and stuff. And also at the rehab facility, they had a private chef there, and they fed us pretty good. And yeah, all the food was good. I don't regret it, but I still like am hard on myself because I'm like, oh, now you're fat. You know, it's whatever. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. Just wanted to get all that out there. Oh, damn. I've been drinking too much coffee lately. My teeth are super stained right now. Like, I just got them whitened too at the fucking dentist. Like, not just, it was a few months back now, but like, it was so. I've undone all my progress. No, it's whatever. I feel better now. So, yeah. Anywho, sees y'all's around. I don't want to leave it off on like a negative note or anything. I'm all right. At least now I am after getting all that out. So, yup.